Good morning. I'm Petty Officer Jimenez, United States Navy, and today I'm going to talk to you about the Navy Challenge Program. Now, the Navy Challenge Program, there's 5 main jobs, main rates, main communities within the Navy Challenge Program. Make sure that if you have any questions, post them, and I'll be answering them at the end of the video if we have time. Now, again, there are 5 communities in the Navy Challenge Program. The first one I want to talk to y'all about is the Air Rescue Swimmer. The Air Rescue Swimmer is, they take care, those are the guys that you see jumping out of the helicopters. They take care, they can be anything from EMTs to submarine hunters. Their job is mainly to perform these challenging operations from air to sea. Now, to be an air rescue swimmer, let me look at my notes here. Their training is quite rigorous. So they have their 8-week boot camp, just like every sailor. Then they go to Air Crew Candidate School, that's in Pensacola. They go to that's for 5 weeks. Then they have the Rescue Swimmer School, that's for 8 weeks. Then they have their technical school that can be up to 6 months. After graduating technical school, they have their Survival Aviation SEER training for 2 weeks. Then they have their AWS Aircraft Systems School for 6 weeks, and their FRS Aircraft Systems for 6 to 12 months. So, as you can tell, the Navy Challenge Program, the Navy Challenge Program, the Air Rescue Swimmer, is quite a lengthy school. Most of these technical schools, highly technical jobs that the Navy has, their schools are quite lengthy because they want you to be completely 100% ready for the mission that the Navy requires you to do. Now, that was Air Rescue Swimmer. The second program I'm going to talk to you about is the Navy Diver. The Navy Divers, they go beneath the ocean. They're the warriors beneath the ocean. Their job is to rescue something that fell into the ocean, repair, salvage operations. They're truly the explorers that we have on Earth. They truly are explorers because they are the ones that go beneath where nobody else has ever gone. Similarly, their school is quite lengthy. So, look at my notes here. Their boot camp is for 8 weeks, just like everybody else. Then they have the Basic Engineering Common Core for 4 weeks, Precondition and Assessment course for 2 weeks, and then the second class dive school, that's for 18 weeks. Again, quite lengthy school. So that was Air Rescue Swimmer and Navy Diver. I'm going to talk to you about the Explosive Ordnance Disposal guys. They go along with Special Warfare, and those are the guys that will be there for training to identify any explosive devices out on the outside, or they're the ones who are going to be securing explosives that people might find. So maybe you have seen them. Those are the guys that have those bulky uniforms. You know, they have like a bulky armor and walk around and secure ordnance. They're not bomb disablers like you see in the movies with the guy cutting the wires. They're mostly the guys who will be either doing control, destruction, or securing of devices of ordnance that can be found. Looking back at my notes, I haven't memorized the notes, but I have them ready, so why not? Their training is 8 weeks. Their boot camp is for 8 weeks. Preconditioning and assessment course is 2 weeks. Dive school is for 8 weeks. EOD school is 43 weeks. Basic parachute training is 3 weeks. Expeditionary skills is 4 weeks, and then their EOD tactical training is for 3 weeks. So, talks about Air Rescue Swimmer, Navy Diver, Explosive Ordnance Disposal. Now I'm going to talk about Special Warfare Combatant Crewman, the SWCC. So I don't know if you're seeing in these movies these speedboats that go around on the riversides, and you have people that have a quick radio, kind of like a dismounted radio, and then you have the guy with a 50 cal in the back, and they just speed, shoot, come back, and go around. You know, that's a special job in the Navy, and those are the Special Warfare Combatant Crewmen. Their main mission is to extract and or to drop people. They're again the speedboat guys. Their job is to go fast back and forth for the main mission. They're not steady combatants. They're mainly just for extractions. They operate in silence until they have to be loud, I guess. But they operate in silence most of the time because these are specialized silent warriors. Alright, so their job, their schools, their training. Boot camp, 8 weeks. Navy Special Warfare Prep School, that's 8 weeks. Basic crewman training, that's 11 weeks. And crewman qualification training, that's 21 weeks. So, we talked about air rescue swimmer, Navy diver, explosive ordnance disposal, and special combatant crewman. Now, the fifth job I'm going to talk to you about special warfare is the elite forces in the United States. We call them special operators, known as the SEALs. Their job is clandestine. So these are spies, extractors. Think about the most unique clandestine job that you can possibly do anywhere, and that's what the Navy SEALs do. Their job is to be quiet, precise warfare. They're the surgeons of special warfare. So, SEALs, their training is very, very, very difficult as well, as you can imagine, and lengthy. Boot camp for 8 weeks, Navy Special Warfare Prep Course, 8 weeks, basic underwater demolition, that's BUDS, for 7 months, and SEAL qualification training for 8 months. And again, this is one of the most, one of the hardest schools in the Navy. For any of the special warfare community jobs that I'm offering you, the Warrior Challenge program jobs, you must be a U.S. citizen and eligible for security clearance, and you have to be from ages 17 to 30 to apply. If you're going for SEALs, it's 17 to 28. Now, there is a required ASVAB score per job, which you can discuss later with the recruiter. You have to meet you have to pass a MEPS physical. You have to. There are some special requirements for each one of these jobs, but most importantly, there's one test that you'll have to pass, as the PST. That's a physical. This is a physical screening test. There's a very rigorous training physical test you have to pass before you even are considered, and it varies per Navy Challenge Program applicant. So the test is a 500-yard swim, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, and a 1.5-mile run. For rescue swimmer, you have to have 12-minute. Now, this requirements vary, and you can talk to a recruiter about them. It's very important that I tell you about this, though. Each job has a specific minimum requirement. That minimum requirement only means that for you to be considered for the program, you have to be at that score. That doesn't mean you're going to be selected because of that score. Why am I saying this? Because you can see, for instance, let me pull the SEAL. SEAL for the 500-yard, they require you to do a 12:30 swim. 12 minutes, 30 seconds, 500-yard. But that's not competitive. That's just the minimum required. The competitive score is usually 8 minutes. So, just because you can score the minimum doesn't mean that you have to pass. There are specific seats available, and thus you have to be within the top, whatever seats they're looking for, top 100 for the nation, or something like that. So, for any of these programs, you have to be mentally qualified, which means that you have to be studying, you have to be hitting hard those books, but you also have to be physically qualified. Just because you do your run, and just because you're an athlete in college or in high school, it doesn't mean that you can actually do this program. So, be open-minded. Come to the recruiter and ask him about these special warfare programs, and make sure you study more about all of them. Because whenever people think about special warfare, they think about SEALs, but that's not it. As we discussed, there's 5 of us. 5 of them. All right. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure you post these questions, and I will be answering them shortly. And if you have any other questions, just DM me later.